Well, I grew up in Portugal in a smaller city, and with my parents, both my parents and 5 siblings. I'm the fourth child out of 6, and I had a pretty normal childhood, just playing with the neighborhood kids, most of the time just going to school. Well, somebody came to my school to talk about being an exchange student, and I think it's genetic. I have the bug. I just need to get moving. So I raised my hand, hey, I want to go. So I came here as an exchange student for high school, and I met someone, and at the end of high school I actually became pregnant. I didn't know that until I went back to Portugal, and at that time I had to make a decision whether to stay in Portugal or to come back and try to make a life to start a family here. I came on a student visa. I got married and applied for a resident status. It was really tough in the beginning, especially because I was 19 with the baby, and I had never held a baby in my life before. I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing, and my mother was away, miles and miles away. This was at a time when we didn't even have Skype, so my mom didn't even have email, so I was writing letters. I think that as a Portuguese person in southern Minnesota, I am the real minority. There is nobody else, so I could not speak my own language. The culture is different, just the pace of life is different. So I had to give up a lot. Other things that were shocking was attitudes towards minorities, because at that point I had never been a minority myself. So being here and realizing how minorities are viewed I think it helped shape who I am today. It opened my eyes to a lot of things that otherwise I would not have noticed. If I was living in Portugal now, I wouldn't even think about it. I was a child when I came here. Of course, at the age of 17, I thought I knew it all, but I was a child. And I went from being a child to being a married woman with a child of my own. So when I decided to get divorced, it was a scary situation because I didn't have a support network here. My family is very supportive, but they're across the ocean, so there's not much that they could do for me on a day-to-day basis. So I had to choose to be a single parent, where I had to take care of my children completely on my own. Financially, I was on my own. So it was a very, very scary process, but once I took that jump, I realized that my life became so much more simple. Well, I work and work and work. I'm a teacher at a charter school, so not only I have a teaching role, but I also have a lot of administrative duties. So my day starts out at school 7:30 in the morning, and usually I'm not out of there until about 6:30 at night. So there's always different things that need to be done. So that's my world, and I think that's another thing that's different about the cultures in the United States. Not that this is true for everybody, but it seems that it's more living to work than working to live mentality. I think that if I was in Portugal, I'd probably have a more laid-back lifestyle. I am not completely Portuguese anymore, but I'm not completely American either. I think I feel a lot more American when I am in Portugal, and when I'm here, then that's when being Portuguese becomes more central to me. But I think I can contribute a different perspective because of that, because I can see things from the inside and the outside. I contribute because I am a citizen who pays taxes, and I help to shape young minds every day, whether they like it or not. And I'm doing a lot for this country by raising my children in a way that they will become contributing members of this society. My oldest is now in the National Guard, which it was a total surprise to me that he wanted to do that, but I'm proud of him for that.